We're currently on day 3 or 4 of the German lawnmower. As you can see, the motor is out. I tried to record that the other day, but my camera just decided not to work that day. But I'll put some pictures up in the video so you can see. Pretty straightforward, just disconnect everything, and as soon as you start pulling it out, you are gonna find or realize whatever you left plugged, so you're gonna do it again. On the agenda for today, we are gonna clean the engine bay a little bit just to get rid of all the brackets that we're not gonna use. These, I did some research, and they are the airbag sensors. Of course, this is a 30-something-year-old car, so I'm pretty sure these don't work anymore, so I'm just gonna take it out and make it look nicer. Some hoses that I left behind that I don't know what they're for, they're going out. The old motor mounts going out. All the AC stuff is somewhere around here. I'm gonna pack it real tight and put it underneath somewhere so they are out of the way, but they're gonna be still there in case someday I decide to run AC on this. So it's gonna work someday, hopefully. For the motor that we have right here, as you can see, I went ahead and painted the valve cap on red, so it looks pretty OEM. Took the angle grinder and pretty much grind the letters, so it's everything red with the silver letters. I think I left something here. Let me grind it real quick. So, not rocket science, use an angle grinder on a steady hand, and you'll make it work. And it's gonna look something like that-ish. So after cleaning the engine bay a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and replace some of the sensors of the motor. Since we're gonna be running a 2002 to 2004 RSX engine harness on this K24 motor, some of the sensors need to be replaced. The camshaft position sensor and the crankshaft position sensor, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'll put something underneath, because you have to use the same sensors that goes with your engine harness, if that makes sense. Gonna torque that bolt down because you don't want that bolt to be loose. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a fuel rail for a K24. I'm running a S2000 intake manifold, so I just wanted to see if I can make like some bracketry or something like that to make it fit in place. I know for sure the holes for the actual injectors are the same, but the anchor points are different. So I might have to make a bracket or something to make it fit, but it's gonna work. So yeah, lighting is not good. So yeah, let's jump to it. Now, since we're using a RSX harness, we need to use sensors that are compatible with say harness. So the crank position sensor and the knock sensor had to be replaced on the K24. The knock sensor is underneath of where the intake manifold will be, so it's this one right here. So we're gonna take that one out. I'll replace it with the RSX one. And the crank position sensor is down here by the crankshaft. So this is a 10 millimeter screw. This one right here is, I believe, a 24 millimeter. Now, last thing you need sensor wise on that motor is actually a BMW sensor. This is the water temperature sensor, and that guy actually goes over here in the coolant neck. That is a piece by K24. Oh, that's nice. So it actually screws right in here. I'm gonna screw it down, and it's not the same size. Fuck. Cool. Might need to go ahead and order the right one, because it said it will fit, but now it doesn't. But that actually plugs directly to the BMW part of the harness, and is a temperature that you will read on your dash. So the crank pulley bolt needs to be tightened to around 180 foot-pounds. So if you don't have a torque wrench, I highly advise you to get one, because that is one of the bolts that you don't want to get loose. Okay, this is a 19 millimeters socket. Now you have to find a way to hold the flywheel. You can get a flywheel holder, a body of your holding it on the back. Since I'm not using that same flywheel, I'm just using a long and thick screwdriver. I'm sticking over there. I'm holding it against one of the engine mounts. That way it's in place. Alright. Fuck. That takes some strength. But if that's not long enough, you can always get some more lever. So as usual, I got a little bit of tracks. Started to grind the S2000 intake manifold to make it fit on the K24, and it actually now fits just great. You see it clears over there. So I made a huge mess. You see all that from the grinding of the cast aluminum. But anyhow, the fuel rail will work with some assembly required. One of the screws fits perfectly, as you can see. This one is a little bit offset. So my plan for this one is actually to make a bracket. I don't know if down here or underneath this screw to make it fit, but otherwise it will fit perfectly. As for the engine bay, it's a little bit dark right now, but I removed the airbag sensors. There were a couple in the front. I cleaned out of the AC wiring. It's already tucked underneath somewhere. It's dark as hell. But yeah, next step will be to get the flywheel and the adapter plate installed so we can match the transmission. We're gonna mock it up inside. Trying to figure out if we need a new linkage for the shifting for the gear shifter lever, or if I can cut that one and weld it myself, or I'll make a new one. I mean, it doesn't seem to be a big deal. In the meantime, I'm gonna get a blower and blow all this shit. This is all the pieces of the intake manifold that I took off. But yeah, we made some progress.